Many congratulations to the top three finishers of the 2020 FIA Formula One Sakhir Grand Prix. In third place, Lance Stroll. In second place, Esteban Ocon. And our winner, Sergio Perez. Checo, what an unbelievable race. And after the disappointment of last weekend as well, from last to first, you've had a few minutes for this to sink in now. Just describe how you're feeling.
Oh, I'm a bit shocked, to be honest. You know, I don't find the words. I'm a bit in the limbo right now. You, as a driver, you dream for this time to be in this position for so many years. Basically, I worked my whole life for a moment like this, you know. So to finally achieve it, it's difficult to digest. I think it will take a couple of days. But it's just something incredible, you know, especially coming back from last weekend where it was a very disappointed day for us, where we should have been in the podium. Really, the last 4 races or so, we should have been on the podium. But we didn't give up, especially after lap 1. We got knocked out again. You know, I don't really know what happened. I was already doing the corner, and I got hit badly by behind. So I thought the race was over again. But we managed to come back.
How was the car after that incident on lap 1?
I guess must be good because we had just a tremendous pace, you know, and the car performed really well. The strategy, I think after Friday we knew already what we were doing. We understood really right the track after that first couple of runs. We knew that this Bahrain is very different, you know, the layout, the way you work the tires. So we knew that we were going for the one stop, and I think that made a strong difference to us today.
You were 5th on the grid. What were your expectations coming into the race?
Podium. I was aiming for the podium. But on that, you rely a bit on what happens to the Mercedes and the Red Bull. And the Red Bulls. So, but yeah, I was really hoping for the podium. I was determined to get that one. I got a good launch, good start, and so I had a good lap 1. I think I was up to 2nd or something like that, yeah.
Checo, many congratulations. Fantastic result for you.
Thank you.
Esteban, coming to you, your first podium in Formula One. Now, you've had an incredible journey to get to this point. Can you just describe what it means to you and your family?
Yeah, I mean, they must be unbelievably happy, I hope. I didn't have the chance, obviously, to call them yet, but as soon as, you know, we are done with everything, I will be spending a good time with them. Yeah, what a journey, what a difficult journey to arrive here as well. A lot of sacrifices, you know, from my early days. You know, not easy to get into F1 and a stop, obviously, last year. Not easy to get back in as well. You know, new team, strong teammate, you know, against me, and you know, we were seeing the progress this year. We were seeing that, you know, it was coming, but it never really paid off until today. And you know, today we made it happen. Very pleased. I think this is, you know, what was waiting around, but we didn't get the luck we wanted each time. And yeah, such a cool race, and congratulations to Checo, but
Thank
also
you.
to Lance, you know, my mate, who we had a good fight together through turn 4. It was good fun. I really enjoyed that race, and yeah, all the emotions that came when I crossed that line, unbelievable. I never really cry for anything, but I tell you today that you know, the tears, they came, and they came for a good reason. So really happy.
They came because it's your first podium in Formula One. When was your last podium in motorsport?
Too long ago. Too long ago. My last podium must have been Abu Dhabi GP3 back in 2015. So the new Formula 3, obviously. Yeah, since then I was waiting for more moments like this, and yeah, today it's back here. What a moment. Thank you very much.
And Esteban, same question to you about your expectations coming into the race from P11 on the grid.
Yeah, we had good expectations about today. Obviously, we knew what we are going to do with the strategy. Coming from outside the top 10, free choice of tires, that was very interesting for a race like this. The graph were showing that we are going to be coming in the top 5. That it was going to be a very strong, comeback, and the guys, on more stops were going to be struggling a bit. But yeah, we never thought, obviously, that we are going to come this close, to the win even. So it's been an awesome race.
Great stuff. Well done, Esteban. Lance, coming to you. Great to see you back on the podium. You've had a rough time since your most recent podium in Monza. Just how sweet does it feel to be back in the top 3?
Very sweet. It's such a great result for the team today. We didn't have the best day yesterday. In Q2, we picked up some damage on the floor, so we lost a lot of performance in Q3, and that put us on the back foot for today. But we had great pace on that first stint. Managed to go very long in the race. Unfortunately, Esteban got the DRS. He pitted a lap earlier and was right behind me coming out of turn 2. So he picked up the DRS and got alongside me and managed to get by into turn 4. But it was some good wheel-to-wheel action, so had some fun there. Then afterwards, I just locked up into turn 4, which allowed Sergio by, but he had better pace on a fresher set of tires and managed to get by Esteban, whereas I was struggling a little bit. So all in all, the biggest thing today is the fact that both cars are on the podium, and big points for the team. It's really a great result for the team today.
And Lance, the foundations for this result were that incredible first stint on the soft tyre. How difficult was it to just keep going?
It wasn't so difficult. I mean, we had great pace. The tyre wasn't dagging too much, but looking back at the race, I think the medium was the much better tyre to be on. Sergio unluckily got hit after lap 1, put the mediums, and he had very good pace. So I think it was probably a better tyre to be on, even though the soft did feel good. There was much better pace on that medium, and even Esteban, I think, was closing in on me towards the end on that medium. So, but yeah, from where we started, I think we did a great strategy today, and it was a very fun race. The safety car at the end spiced things up, so we were all wheel to wheel racing for the podium, and Sergio, he pulled away, but between the rest of us, I was slowly catching Esteban, not quite enough to get in his DRS, but then I had Sainz behind me that was hunting me down, and he had some good pace, so it was very tense there in the last few laps, but great to keep the podium.
Well done, Lance. Let's go to the video conference now, and we'll kick things off, please, with Jerome Pugmire.
Yeah, question for Esteban. You had to sit out for 1 year in Formula One through nothing to do with your form or your results. Sergio is now in a position where he may have to sit out for a year. He just won a race. Very difficult situation he finds himself in. What advice can you give? How did you deal with that unfairness psychologically? How did you deal with it, not let it kind of get you too much?
Yeah, it's obviously a very tough position to be in. I know well, how it feels like. But, I'm glad that Sergio is obviously getting the result, to show everybody that, he deserves to be in Formula One. He's one of the top guys out there, and, he can't be left outside. It would not be normal. Sometimes the sport is like that, unfortunately, and you don't end up in best situations. On my side, obviously, it's been a tough year, but I was in good hands. I had a lot of people believing in me and supporting me, which has helped me to come back after a year out, and here we are. Not easy to get going, but after a bit of running, you get there.
Thank you. We'll go next, please, to Alex Kalinauckas from Autosport.
Thanks, Tom. It's a question to Sergio, please. Sergio, first of all, congratulations on the win, but also what was the team telling you after the safety car near to the end of the race? And how was it when Russell was coming up to you on those new tyres? Do you think you could have held him off to the end even if you hadn't stopped? Thanks.
Thanks. I think, obviously, after what happened in Imola, when we did the wrong choice, pitting under the safety car, we were clear what we wanted to do here, and we were obviously staying out, and we were pretty confident I was going to be able to restart those tires and to go to the end with good pace. And I think with George, it was going to be close, but I think I was going to be able to help him back because we had good pace. He was about 2 to 3 tenths, sometimes 4 tenths. Sometimes I was matching him. I think the closest he got was 2.8 seconds. And the information that we had as a team is that you needed a difference of 8 tenths of a lap to be able to overtake. So it was going to be close, but I think given the age of my tires, given the pace I had towards the end, the pace I had in hand, I was going to be able to help him back until the end.
Thank you. Before we move on, Alex, have you got a follow-up question?
Yes, please. Thanks, Tom. It's also, again, to Sergio. I mean, you've been famous throughout your career for keeping tyres alive in difficult circumstances in races. How tough was it today as you recovered from the back of the field, considering you also had to race a lot of cars at the same time? Thanks.
That first stint was pretty hard. We boxed and we went into a new set of mediums. But I did a big mistake. During the safety car, I locked up, warming up the brakes, I locked up badly the front left tire. And since that first lap of the race, I had so bad vibrations that it was hard to keep the steering wheel tight. You know, there were times where I told the team that we should box because I was really losing lap time, but still the pace was strong at that point. And I think that what really made our race was to be able to go a bit longer than these two guys and build a bit of a tire delta, and then we came back strong and we managed to overtake them. And I think we had good tire life until the end. So well done to the team because we understood quickly enough this Bahrain, because it's very different to the last one that we raced on in terms of tire usage, tire energies. So well done on that to the team, and nice recovery from last weekend.
Thank you. We'll go to Ed Stroll, please, from The Race.
Yeah, question for Checo, please. Regarding your future, there's one obvious very good possibility for next year, and you also mentioned there's options for 2022. So how much do you think today's win has advanced your chances for a good seat either next year or the year after? And when it comes to those 2022 options, what sort of level of team can you see as a possibility? Is there a pathway you can see for that year into a potentially race-winning team, or is it something a little bit lower down you'd have to accept?
I've always said about 22 that there was a risk, you know, taking a year out at the stage of the career that I am. You know, I never know what's going to happen if I will have the will to come back, or during that year I decide to stop. But after today, after the last couple of races, I so determined to be here, either if it's next year or the year after. I already have some good options for 22, so my best option is obviously to keep going on next year. But if I have to stop, then it's not a disaster. I can come back 22, and the regulations are going to change so much that in a way I don't think it will hurt that much the driving side to get up to speed. And yeah, I'm in peace with myself. You know, I think as Esteban mentioned, and we've seen drivers like him missing out on seats. So it's just the way Formula One is. It can be really tough, and not the best drivers are in Formula One, unfortunately. So we keep pushing and we keep delivering, and I think that's the best way to do it.
Thank you.
Sergio, please. First of all, congratulations. It's been a long time coming. But you're only the second driver from your country to win a Grand Prix. How much do you know about the first, Pedro Rodriguez? And, can you tell us something about what you've heard about him, please?
Thank you, mate. Yeah, obviously I know a bit about Pedro. I've never been able to share experience with any Formula One driver in terms of winning or being on the podiums and so on, because Pedro happened many years ago. I've heard that he had a tremendous talent. Obviously, there were another era, but what I've heard that the talent that he had was very special. Unfortunately, he died at a very young age. But it's good. It's good. We have good memories. We're leaving good marks in the sport. For Mexicans, it's not easy to get into Formula One and to succeed in this sport. So it's important to leave a mark, and hopefully in a near term we can have another strong Mexican in the grid.
Checo, how do you think your win will be received back home in Mexico?
It's going to be amazing. I mean, at this time of the year, in a normal year, I think we are around Mexico, Austin, that region, so I think it's going to be, especially because it's a good time in the Mexican time. Normally the races are like 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning. This one, it's on a Sunday, 11 o'clock, so I'm sure by now they will be having some good tequilas, half of the country.
Thanks, Checo. Let's go to Julian Bilot, please, from Autohebdo.
Thanks, Tom. First off, congrats to everyone for a cracking race, really. And then my question is for Esteban, please. Esteban, you said after the race that it's been a challenging year on your return to the grid, and that confidence around you might have started falling down a bit. Can you expand on that? And is there a feeling of revenge tonight after your first F1 podium?
Thank you, Julien. No, it's been awesome to get finally that result. Yeah, as you said, it's been not an easy year, but we were seeing that progress coming. It didn't always turn our way in the end, and that's what was frustrating in a way. So finally, it came. We always believe in ourselves. That's the most important. When you are not performing at the best in this sport, it's something very difficult because you are getting critics, you are getting a lot of different things around, but the people around you who are important, they always support you, and that has helped me a lot, and the team has helped me to, keep believing in myself and keep pushing, and today we did so very pleased with that.
Thank you. We've got time for one more question, and we'll give it to Jerome Pugmire again, please, from Associated Press.
Yeah, question for Sergio. You mentioned the reaction back home. A friend of mine who lives in Puebla sent me a message saying that everyone's Checo tonight. How proud are you to bring that kind of feeling of joy to the Mexican people, and what does it mean to you?
It means a lot to me. It's been, especially this year, it's been very difficult for all the world. So to have this kind of happiness at the homes for my Mexicans means a lot to me. For my family, I mean, just a tremendous day, historic day in our sport, and I'm just very pleased. You've seen the amount of support that I get in my country, and can you imagine what's like at the moment?
Guys, many congratulations. We'll leave it there.
Thank you. One question: what are these trophies? No.
But they are a lot smaller than the real.
It's the replica from the circuit.
Are we really getting these replicas?